Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zesty or Testy podcast. I am your host, Testy McNasty. With me, as always, is Zesty Tito de la Pinga. ¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó?
Shit, I said I was ready and I'm not. We always
But
start
in the
this.
meantime, while you're getting ready, so anyway, so I was telling you, we're talking about Bantover. It's that time of year again when we bitch and complain about how our kids keep us up all night. And yesterday we had his daughter's band, my daughter's band had a competition, and Testy was just, well, we were both venting. But we'll get back to it.
We'll get back to that because we always start the episode off with a toast.
Toast.
Here's to the voices that rise when night is darkest, to the songs that break through fear and celebrate the joy of being alive in the moments we still have. So raise your glass to those who sing, reminding us that beauty can still bloom even at the edge of the grave, and that there is life in every breath we take. Cheers.
Sounds like a song.
Today, I would like to talk about the legend of Chelino Sanchez. Do you know who Chelino Sanchez is?
Why have I heard that?
I'm sure you've heard it. We're going to start off with a little video. I'll edit it in. But at the opening of this video, Chelino is looking at a note that just got handed to him from off stage.
Can we put it? Yeah, there you go.
Look at how nervous he looks. What could the note have possibly said to make him wipe the sweat off his forehead?
Somebody you know just died? I don't know.
Hopefully we don't get a YouTube tag for this.
Oh, we will.
It's fine.
Some kind of copyright.
We need the video or the rest of the story doesn't make sense.
Are we going to start dancing?
Yeah.
It's a good song, dude.
Okay, but he's done with the verse, and watch him. Watch his body language. Does that look like a happy man? Does that
Yeah.
look like a man like
Now,
ready
it looks
to?
like he's either worried or pissed or annoyed by something.
Worried or pissed and annoyed. 3 hours after that video, Chelino Sanchez is pulled over by a red truck full of heavily armed men. They get out and present IDs that identify themselves as police officers.
Okay. Where was this at?
Mexico.
All right.
They tell him that their sergeant needs to see him, and he gets in the car with them, the truck with him, and he's never seen again. The next day, his body is found in a ditch by two farmers. He's blindfolded with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of his head.
Oh, shit.
And his hands are not bound, but he has rope burns on his hands as if he'd been bound at some point. Now, legend has it that the note says,
Oh, so we don't know for sure what the note said?
we don't know what the note says,
Oh, shit. Okay.
but legend has it the note says, if you play the next song, you will die. Or something like, if you don't end this concert right now, you will die. And he turns and he just fucking wipes the sweat off his brow and fucking sings like an angel.
Wow.
Now you and I,
Yeah.
we have children that would be our legacy after we die. Possibly our grandchildren after we die will live on after us.
Yeah.
But the ultimate life beyond life is becoming a TikTok meme, because Chelino Sanchez has become a TikTok meme. And the meme is, the tagline is, you went out drinking without permission, and the dude's looking at his phone. He's got like 29 missed calls from esposa,
Yeah.
and he kind of wipes the sweat off his brow and fucking pulls a microphone out of nowhere and sings, Tengo el alma enamorada, no más de pensar corazón, and just fucking keeps going. I pose the question to you: if you were a famous Tejano singer, corrido singer, whatever he was, and you were handed a note,
That says do not sing the song?
do not sing the next song, would you fucking wipe the sweat off your brow and just fucking bust into it? I'm telling you right now, I would not.
So,
Go
I
ahead.
guess here's my thought, right? Mm-hmm. If I know who I'm associated with,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And somebody hands me that note, and I'm in a situation where I'm not associated with friendly folk. Guess what? Fuck that shit. I
Fuck
ain't singing that song.
Yeah. Disculpame.
Yeah.
We're going to continue the concert on another night. If you want a refund, I'll give you a refund right now. If you don't want a refund, I'll come back and I'll make it up to
So
you.
do you know if the story said do not sing the next song, or it's like get off stage, get the hell out of here? Do you know?
Here's what I know.
Uh-huh.
Chelino Sanchez grew up in Sinaloa, Mexico.
Uh-huh.
At 15 years old, some dude raped his sister, so he shot him. After that, he worked as a coyote for a while,
Wow.
smuggling people in the United States. Eventually, the Mexican authorities started putting pressure on him, so he smuggled himself into the United States and worked as a personal driver to a restaurant owner for a while. The restaurant owner sold cocaine on the side, so by extension, Chelino also sold cocaine for the restaurant owner.
Once again, tell me who you're associated with.
Exactly.
That's an interesting story, dude. I didn't know that.
At some point, his brother gets shot up in a motel in Tijuana, and that's what inspires him to write his first corrido about his brother. At some point after that, he goes to prison for a while in Mexico, and he meets all these people, and they tell him stories, and to pass the time, he makes little corridos out of their stories about how they ended up, their experiences, how they ended up in jail. When he gets out of prison in the early 90s, corrido music is very popular, and he's got a fucking fistful of songs that he's written in prison, and he hits the ground running, and he becomes a very popular man. So he's touring Mexico, he's touring like the border cities. One night he is playing in a nightclub, and a man gets up out of the audience and shoots him in the chest. Now, Chelino, like more often than not, would perform with a gun tucked into his waistband in the front.
Yeah.
So when the man shot him, he pulls out his gun and he starts shooting back. 10 people get shot in that nightclub. 9 people survive, including Chelino and including the man who shot him. The only person that died was some innocent bystander who was there with his wife. They had just had a newborn baby and left him at home to go clubbing, and he got shot in the thigh and bled out. I guess that's the, it's not the jugular, what is that? The femoral artery. He got shot in the femoral artery. So can you imagine that like fucking you just have a baby and you're like, come on, babe, we've been concentrating on the baby so much, let's have a night for us and go out on the town, and then boom, you never come back to your
Where
baby.
did he get hit? In the what?
Femoral artery.
So, the moral of the story is...
If you got a baby, stay your ass at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Worse yet, what if the wife was like, you never take me out anymore? And his dying words are like, bitch, I'm dying because of you.
It's probably the case.
It's
Dude.
probably the second one.
You know, if the bullet didn't kill him, it was the wife that was going to kill him, right?
Exactly.
So,
One or the other. It's
Like-
destiny at some point. So Chelino survives. The dude that shot him, they take him to prison. He did time up until 2023, and he was released last year at the age of 62. They never fit. Every time they asked him, he gave a different story as to why he shot Chelino. The first one is, I asked him to play El Gallo de Sinaloa, and he wouldn't play my song, so I shot him. And then some other time they said, well, I just wanted to show him my gun and see if he'll shoot it in the air while he's singing, but he wouldn't do it, so I shot him. So like fucking none of his stories ever make sense. Chelino, after getting shot in the chest, becomes very paranoid and has decided that the Sinaloa cartel has put a hit on him.
yeah.
So he starts acting very erratically, very
Erratic.
erratic. He sells the rights to his music to his record label so that he can buy a house for his wife and kids so they can have a place to live. Which, in the short term seems smart, but in the long term it was not such a good idea because his music still makes money today.
Yeah. Yeah, but at the time you're not thinking about that.
At the time you're not thinking
You're,
about it.
you're thinking about how am I going to
Close
help
all my
family.
old-
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Help my family, save my family, put them in a better place.
Tie all the loose ends before I die.
Yeah.
So that was in January of 92 that he gets shot in the chest. May in 92 is when he has his last performance, which we just watched.
I don't know, dude.
So nobody knows what that note says. Nobody knows if it says, no matter what, you're going to die tonight. And then, it doesn't make a difference if he keeps singing or not.
I'm pretty sure someone knows, man.
I'm very sure somebody wrote the note.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, he took that note, puts it in his pocket, somewhere out there, whether it's EMS, medics, doctors.
Somebody looked at the note in his
somebody
pocket.
looked at the-
Yeah, police probably.
Yeah, and there's probably a doctor out there just
Sitting on a note. He's got it
Shitting.
framed above his fucking.
Shit, no, he's probably shitting his pants going.
Oh,
down his,
I don't want to be associated with this.
Hey, let me throw it away. Yo, Doc, where's that note?
That's true. Probably put it through the shredder. But yeah, like you were
3
saying,
times.
who you are associated with.
So that's why I said, would I do it? So under those circumstances, I guess the answer is fuck no,
Exactly.
right? Under typical circumstances, because I know me and I know those people around me, I'd probably just do it because I'm a dick, right?
Yeah.
And if somebody says, don't do it, guess what? I'm going to do it.
Even if the note said, don't do it, I'm going to shoot you.
Again,
You're not associated with people that will shoot you
exactly.
for no reason.
That's why I said under the
It's
his
probably-
circumstances, I wouldn't do it. Under my current circumstances,
It's probably just
you
somebody
know,
fucking
the
with
only
you.
psycho I know is, well, sitting right here to my left.
And I have terrible handwriting. He wouldn't even be able to read the note that if I wrote
I'd be
it.
like,
What?
shit, I can't read this. What the hell does it say? Anyway,
But
dude,
anyway.
that's an interesting story. I'd never heard that. Like, when you asked who Chelino Sanchez was, right? The name sounded familiar, and now that you mentioned, yeah, I know who he is. I didn't know his story. In fact, I'm familiar with some of his music. I'm familiar with a lot of that music. I can't say I own the CDs. You know what I'm saying? You go to, growing up, you go to quinceañeras, bodas, and all kinds of stuff, and you listen to this stuff. You know?
Yeah. Did you? What's your favorite Chelino Sanchez song? Or
Oh,
can you
I'm
not
telling
love
you, I couldn't tell you a name of a song.
one? Yeah.
Because I know, like, I'll ask someone, who sings this song? They're like, oh, Chelino. Or who sings this song? Oh, it's, Pita Sudillo. Hey, who sings this? I love Tigres del Norte, but
Yeah.
that's all I know. And then I'll go back and I'm like, what's the name of that song by Tigres? And then I have to listen to like 30 songs
Before you find it again?
This is the one.
Yeah. You don't sit there and try to Shazam it, hum it into your phone, and
No.
Shazam gets it wrong
Yeah.
every time.
It's like, you're like, find this song, you start humming, and it's like Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah. That's
By
not
Perry
it.
Como.
That's not it.
No.
So he's become the symbol of staring into the face of death and just like singing your heart out because you know you're gonna die anyway. So might as
That's-
fucking well.
That's sad, man.
It's a little romantic. It's a little romantic.
It's what?
Romantic.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you say so.
I say so. I find it romantic.
I find it
Not
scary
romantic in the sexual way. Romantic in like fucking,
poetic justice. type of
poetic.
thing.
Yeah, poetic death.
Yeah.
Speaking of dying with music playing,
Who?
a hospice has put out the top 10 songs that people request to
Before they
be
die?
played as they pass on to the next life.
No shit. Do you have that?
I have it right here. Do you
Oh,
want
dude.
to?
Oh, yeah.
Do you what do you think's on there?
I have no fucking clue. My Way? Frank Sinatra's
My
gotta be
Way
one.
is definitely on there.
All right.
You're too good. Are you looking? Are you cheating?
No, but
Little bastard.
look, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. My grandmother loved that song, right? And she joked about how
She wanted to play it at a
she,
funeral or
she
something?
wanted, yeah. She goes, el día que me muera quiero que toquen a mi manera, right?
Yeah.
My way. So
And I didn't even know there was a Mexican version of that song until
Oh,
they played
yeah,
it
dude.
at my daughter's quince.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Well, so we sent it. It's a
I
very
didn't
good
even
version of.
I didn't
of
even request that song. They just
Oh,
played
dude, that's a great song, man.
it. Yeah.
Of course, it's been redone, and it sounds great with mariachi, and a few people have done it, but there's no better version than
The original.
Old Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is on that list, dude?
Number 10, the 10th most requested song.
So
And-
where was My Way?
bitch, we'll get there.
yeah, I thought-
Chill. Number 10. I've
Numero 10.
never even heard this song. These Are the Days of Our Lives by Queen. Have you heard that song?
No.
Any list that has Queen and the answer is not Bohemian Rhapsody is immediately suspect. Bohemian Rhapsody should have been on this list. I would have loved to die listening to Bohemian Rhapsody. Headbanging that part at the end and then you just fucking...
Another one.
Pass
but
out.
That's what I would have preferred.
There you go!
Yeah. So it's almost like
Another
Queen
one's
intended to
gone,
make
another
songs
one.
about people passing away.
But anyway, they wrote These Are the Days of Our Lives, which I'd never heard of.
Yeah, can you put that list up there? When you
Yeah,
when we
I'm gonna
do
put
it?
it on
Okay,
there.
perfect.
Yeah.
because I want to look for that song.
Okay, I listened to it. And even after listening to it, I still have never heard it before. 'Cause
I
it's
probably
that's not is not a great song that I consider it to be a great song. Go ahead.
see. Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Maybe I've heard of it, or I've heard it, and I just don't know it, right? Because when the movie came out, Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yeah.
I realized at that point, I'm like, damn, I like so many Queen songs.
Yeah,
and I didn't know.
they made
And
a
so,
lot of good songs.
So after the movie, I went and started just playing Queen.
songs.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, so let's see which one. And dude, I was shocked at how many Queen songs I know.
What kind of an asshole you have to be to listen to Another One Bites the Dust As You Die? Another one gone, another one gone, another one bites the dust. Ugh.
Well, I don't want it for myself. Like, I would probably play it. Like, I'm gonna have to ask some of my friends. I'm like, do you mind if I play this at your funeral? You know. He's like, why don't you play this? No, because I
don't
can
want it
play
for
No, I
myself.
don't want it for myself. I want, like, if you die, I want to make sure that I'm the one playing Another One Bites the Dust.
Well, very good.
All right,
Number 9,
número 9.
Hey Jude by the Beatles. I get that one. I understand that one.
I could see that. Not the song necessarily I would pick, but
No, I wouldn't pick it either, but it's like, it's got the repetitive thing at the end. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. It's just a nice, peaceful way to drift off. Go ahead.
I'm Mexican, dude. And if I play something like Hey Jude, you know there's somebody in my family or friend
You're gonna
going,
make fun of you as you die?
Era maricón. I told you he was thinking about guy Jude. ¿Qué te dije? I told you he was ojoto. And, you know, we don't need that shit. So, no Jude.
Moving on to
No Jude for me. Sorry, Jude Chavez.
number 8.
Número 8.
You Are Beautiful by Christina Aguilera.
Really?
No matter what they say.
I like Christina Aguilera, but
Not to play as you die?
no. I mean,
Okay.
sorry.
Number,
It is a good song. Don't get
It's
me
a
wrong.
good song. Some people want to be
Christina
they want to be
Aguilera.
beautiful as they die. Make sure you put my good makeup on when you put me in the coffin.
Give me some Mac.
Number 7.
Go to Sephora. Get some makeup. Número 7.
What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong.
Oh, Louis Armstrong.
I see skies
So
of
blue.
Something.
Yeah, that's a good song.
That's a good song to die to.
I see them bloom from me.
This is another one I had never heard of before this list. Angels. Oh, go
Wait,
ahead.
hold on. What number is that?
6.
Yeah, because I got to say it in Spanish. Número 6.
Angels by Robbie Williams.
Oh, shit, I've never heard that one.
I've never heard that one either. And even after I listened to it, I still
I
haven't
can't,
heard it.
I can't think of a, you know, and not everybody that dies is old, right? But like in my mind, I'm thinking a 80, 90-year-old person. Hey, can you play Angels by Robbie Williams?
And probably you're right. These are probably like a generation before our time.
Yeah.
I mean, Queen's not, but
But Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong definitely is. Number 4.
Número 4.
This one's going to make you laugh. Girls Just Wanna Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. There's a lot of people from the
Wow.
80s dying.
Yeah, no shit. What's happened with you Gen Xers?
We're all dying.
Hang in there, guys. Pick a better song.
Number 4.
We just did number 4.
Okay, the other one was number 5. I called out the wrong number.
So the last one was número 5. Now we're at número 4.
Correct.
All right.
Over the Rainbow by Judy Garland.
I could see that.
If I was going to pick this, I would go with the Hawaiian version. Have you ever heard the Hawaiian version with the dude on the
Yes.
ukulele?
Yes.
I prefer that version. That's just my personal taste.
Yeah. The only thing is, I know the cartoon that goes with it. So if I were to go to somebody's funeral
You start
and
laughing.
listen to it, I'd be imagining that little upside down volcano and the little volcano rising up and being like a mama volcano and a baby volcano.
That was a cute little short.
Do you remember that?
You
one?
bought some DVD with that at the very
Yeah,
beginning, yes.
or at the end, I don't know. It was like, hey, watch the 3 5-minute shorts after the movie.
Yeah,
right?
that was
And
one of
so, it was probably a Disney movie, but anyway. But that's a good one. I could see that.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Number 3.
Número 3.
Simply the Best by Tina Turner.
Tina Turner, huh?
Better than all the rest. And you could say, that's right, I was as you die.
You know, now that you sing it, yeah, I guess yeah.
I was simply the best. Nobody
Better
knows
than
it.
all the rest.
Nobody knows it, but I know it.
Yeah, that's a
As I die.
man, if you're vain if you actually. But you
Think
know
that?
what? If you're picking that song, you deserve to you know,
Right
to
out.
have that song. Yeah, to have that song. Screw it. I mean, if you're gonna be vain, be vain. Anyway, we're all gonna judge you for dying. We're gonna be like, man, he deserved it. He deserved it. Whatever.
Number 2.
Número dos.
I will always love you.
Whitney?
By Whitney Houston. El Whitney.
La Whitney.
La Whitney.
La Whitney. Órale, Whitney Houston. Look, that's a great song.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I
As
want
a
to.
death song?
I'm gonna go up. I don't want to go up to heaven or go down to hell listening to Whitney. I'm like,
If
I mean-
you have the love of your life and you want to sit and contemplate about the love of your life, you know, she passed on 5 years ago and now I'm finally going on to meet her. You know, I can see that, like, you're thinking about, you know, you're finally going to get to see your loved one again as you pass listening to La Whitney. No?
yeah, maybe.
All right. Drum roll, please. Number
Número uno.
You already know it.
My Way by good old Blue Eyes.
Mistakes. I made a few, but then again, too few to mention.
Yes, My Way.
The
Little
ultimate
Frankie.
death song.
Yeah, that's a beautiful song.
Because we all do it our way.
We do.
Everybody's a little bit weird. Everybody's got their own little shit going. And, like, if you're just conforming to everybody else, fuck it. Do the weird shit.
But here's the beauty of that song, dude. It goes. If you die and you wanna have that played at your funeral, fantastic. If you think about life in general, it applies to life in general. I mean, it just applies to personal, business. I mean, that song is just so well made.
Sure.
It was like Frank Sinatra was ahead of his time. I mean,
So, you know that's his
so
retirement?
once again, look, that's a perfect example.
Go ahead.
Frank Sinatra, his life was very similar to Chelino's in Vegas, right?
He was associated with the mob?
Oh, absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So,
But they didn't shoot him.
no, they didn't, right? But I mean, in his case, if somebody handed him a note, what do you think he would do?
Sing My Way and then get shot.
Yeah, and then, sorry guys, this is my last one. Sorry, New York.
So, My Way was Frank Sinatra's retirement song. His, like, I guess disco was coming up or some shit, and, like, his music was out of style. And he recorded that song. This is the last song I'm ever going to record. It became a #1 hit. And he had to restart his career and come out of retirement. And then he made, like, a few
No
more
shit.
albums after that.
I
Yeah.
did not know that,
That
man.
song made him popular. Made him popular again. And he came out of retirement because that song was so good.
That's interesting, dude. Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. Do you have a song for
Yes.
yourself?
So these are not funeral songs. These are the songs you want to listen to as you pass on into the next life. And
Yeah.
yes, I have a song. That song is 10,000 Reasons by Matt Redman for several reasons. Number one, it's a Christian gospel song. You know, I'm hoping that my relationship with Jesus is good enough to get me into heaven. So I'd like to praise God as I get passed through to the other side. Number two, that song I sang to my kids as I would put them to bed every night.
Really?
And so, like, that song also has a very special meaning to me because it'll remind me of, like, all those bedtimes as I sang that song and their tiny little voices sang along with me as I would put them to bed at night. So that's definitely the song I would like to listen to as I pass on into the next life. What about you?
You know, I don't know. I used to say there was a song years ago.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, there was it was new age, and this was back in the like '90s. I got into new age music, and yeah,
Did you play the pan flute?
yeah. No, dude, it was electronic new age
Oh,
music,
okay.
right? And there was an artist. His name was Kitaro. Did you ever hear of Kitaro? Kitaro.
I've never heard of this.
So Kitaro had a song called "Journey to a Fantasy."
Oh, I do know that song.
Yeah, dude.
Is that a? No.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
No, but "Journey to a Fantasy" is all instrumental. But you know what I like, and this is why I said oh shit! I'm gonna tell you. I actually used this song during a music appreciation class in college.
Oh shit.
Right? Because I had it in my car and I forgot to do my assignment. Right? And I was like, let me go with something different, right? And so I had the Kitaro CD in my car. So I pulled it out. I'm like, and then I started listening to it, and then it hit me. I'm like, man, this song has, like, when you start the song, it's kind of like, it just takes you through what I would feel is life. And then all of a sudden the song gets like really up, like a little upbeat, right? And I'm thinking that's like the peak of your life.
Sure.
And then it starts to dwindle down. So it's almost like towards the end it gets real like slow and mellow. And I'm this is why I liked it, because I feel like it's your life. It peaks, then you start slowing down, and at the end, you just you wither away, right?
You don't remember the name of the song?
Journey to a Fantasy.
Oh, that's right. You did
Journey
say that.
to a Fantasy, and
Okay.
it's by Kitaro.
I'm gonna listen to that on the
So-
way home.
Yeah, listen to it, and I mean, everybody has their own time. Would I do it now? I mean, this was in the '90s when I thought, man, if I die, this is the song that I want playing, right? Do I still want the same song? I don't know, but that's what the song that in the '90s and early 2000s, I was still like, hey, you know
Nice.
what? I want to die I don't want to die.
I want to die to this song.
I want the song to be played when I die, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I could get it with mariachi, which is not going to happen, I would like a mariachi at my funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that'd be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty awesome.
It'd be awesome because I don't want my funeral to be sad, dude.
I agree.
I want my funeral to be
A celebration.
a celebration of life.
Yeah.
Right? Look, I'm going to tell you a funny story. Well, not a funny story. My aunt passed away a few years back, and I thought her service was so awesome because she was an art teacher,
Yeah.
and so they asked us for pictures of her with family, and they asked us, and so we sent in a few, and my cousin printed them out, put them in frames, and then she had the service at this at this. It's a private. I don't know if it's a it's like it looks like a residence, like somebody's residence, but it's actually a venue for events like
Oh, wow.
like small events, social events, right? And it was just to talk about, to have those people close to her come and talk about what impact she had on them, how they knew her, and so I thought that was the coolest thing ever, right? So that to me was like the ideal celebration of life when somebody passes on.
I agree. And I think it's easier to do that, like if you die of old age, because then, like, everybody's kind of like, not that they're expecting it, but it's like more
Yeah.
normal than like if somebody like dies young, then it's hard to like celebrate that. But like if somebody's had a nice long life and you go back and you're like,
Yeah.
these are my kids, these are my accomplishments,
Yeah.
these are things that I did, then yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like-
I told my cousin, I said, I'm not one to open up to folks. Pretty private.
Yeah.
And
No, you're not.
no, I am. When it comes to like personal stuff, like I try not to like talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she was one that my aunt was one that I did
Shared
that to,
everything
and that's why I said, I want somebody there at my funeral or service or viewing or whatever you want to call it that actually says what a wonderful person I wasn't.
Another one bites dust. Boom, boom, boom.
I'm like, hey, can somebody come up and say something nice or what they feel was, they cherished about Johnny?
Yeah.
Someone?
Someone.
Anyone?
Bueller.
Bueller?
Bueller.
My best friend sister's boyfriend's girlfriend told me that she saw Johnny pass out at 31 Flavors last night. Guess it must be pretty serious.
Anyway,
Enough about this morbid stuff.
well, I got one more.
Talk to me.
I got one more. I would like to name this episode "The Cause of Her Death," and in order to justify that name, let's talk about the Wayne Wade murders.
The what?
The Deadpool murders.
Oh,
So he was not called Deadpool because he would dress up as Deadpool or anything when he committed his murders. His name was Wayne Wade, which is
the
the
Wayne
same.
Wade? Like
Wayne,
the basketball
oh no,
player?
it's not Wayne Wade. It's Wayne Wilson. I'm sorry,
Oh.
Wayne Wilson, the Deadpool murders.
Sorry, Dwayne, if you're watching.
not
Which
Dwayne
you're not.
Wade. Not
but-
Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
He doesn't play anymore, does he? Wayne Wilson. Wade Wilson. Wade Wilson is the same name as a comic book character Deadpool. So they call it the Deadpool murders. In 2015, Wade Wilson. Oh, and then, well, first we got to show you a picture of Wade Wilson.
Oh no.
Okay, well, I'll put it up later because I don't have it queued up because I'm not prepared. But it'll be here over his head. And I think you've seen pictures of him anyway.
Probably.
But in 2015, he was acquitted of rape of one of his ex-girlfriends. In 2018...
Because his glove fit?
The glove did not fit.
Oh.
That's why he was acquitted.
Mm.
In 2018, he was a person of interest in 2 more murders, but they didn't have enough evidence to convict him. In 2019, an ex-girlfriend accused him of domestic violence, and he still was not arrested.
Holy shit.
On the night of October 7th, 2019, Wade met Christy Myers and her friend Steph at a bar in Fort Myers. The 3 left to go to some dude's house for a few hours, and then they went back to Christine's house.
Mm-hmm.
Steph left so Wade and Christine could do the horizontal Watusi. And after he was done with that, he strangled her to death. In the morning, he stole her car and went driving around. As he drove around, he found Diane Ruiz walking to work. He pulled over and asked Diane Ruiz for directions to a school somewhere, and then he pretended like he couldn't understand the directions and convinced her to get in the car with him to show him where they were going.
I mean, she deserved to buy it, dude.
She got in and she started feeling suspicious, like this is not going the right way.
Or
And
just started driving to the middle of a desert.
I don't know where he was driving, but she's tried to get out of the car, and he beat the shit out of her. When she finally got out of the car, he ran her over, backed up, and ran over her again. He was arrested and convicted of both murders on June 25th, 2024. Since then, he has received 4,000 love letters from women, several of which, a significant portion of which, included pornographic images of the women writing the love letters to Wade Wilson. And and pretend like you see the picture. You see what a good-looking motherfucker this is? He's so good-looking. And it just goes to show you.
Women are crazy?
If you're good-looking, you can fucking commit murder, and there's still be
Get away with murder, literally.
Well, he didn't get away with it, but
You can find a wife with it.
you can find several wives with it, and they just, I can change
Wasn't
him.
that
He's
the case
fine.
with Manson also?
Yeah, he had like a lot of like love letters too. I don't think as much as Wade Wilson.
What's wrong with you ladies?
Charles Manson wasn't fucking good looking. He was a crazy looking
And
dude.
yet,
he still got a few.
I mean,
This dude got 4,000.
Jeffrey Dahmer, look at him. He had all these women over for dinner.
No, those are men. He had men over for dinner. He was gay. But yeah, if you
F you.
if you want to know if you're a good looking man or not, and you have a corporate job and you don't give a shit if you get fired from the corporate job, my advice to you is to go up to any woman and say, "Excuse me, miss, but you look quite lovely today." If she calls and reports you to HR, you're an ugly motherfucker. But if you go up to any woman at your work and you go, "Hey, baby, nice tits," and she goes, "Oh, you're so bad," that means you're a good-looking motherfucker.
And that's why she's not going to report you.
You're never going to get reported to HR.
Yeah.
And that's just the way of the world. This dude's so fucking good-looking, he can commit 2 murders and possibly 4 and a rape and a domestic violence, and there's still women that think they can fix him.
I don't know how true this is. You know, speaking of that, I just heard. So we were watching that movie, Woman of the Hour. I think that's what it's on Netflix. With and the guy so it's about a guy who goes on this killing spree, right? But apparently, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. So if anybody knows this, go ahead and post it. California has the most serial murders in the U.S.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, but apparently that
Something
is the case.
about
Now,
nice weather makes you want to kill people?
I wish they all could be California girls, right? I don't know. The Beach Boys started this shit, I guess. No, but supposedly that's the case. And again, I don't know how true that is, but this guy in the movie. So this movie is based on a true story, right? Of this guy. And I was just thinking, man, freaking California. That's why people are just the way they are. But then I started watching the movie, and apparently the guy was not from California.
No.
He was living in California when he was committing these murders. He was from Texas.
Oh, shit.
So, go ahead, California. Come on over.
Supposedly there is a a serial killer in Austin right now because they keep finding bodies in the Town Lake River, and this is strictly from TikTok. And
Yeah.
maybe you can believe what's on TikTok, maybe
They're
you
eating
can't.
the dogs. They're eating the cats.
Exactly. There was a video of some dude that pulled up to some other dude leaving a venue and said, "I'm your Uber," and the guy goes, "I didn't order an Uber." He goes, "I'm your Uber. Get in the car." And the dude just keeps walking, and apparently, like, the people that keep getting murdered just keep getting picked up by some guy, and it's like gay guys. And then, like, the guy gets murdered and gets dumped in the river.
So we're gonna find out he's a good-looking guy.
I'm sure he's a good-looking guy. That's how you fucking get people into your car, be good-looking.
I guess that could have been a murderer,
You could have.
serial killer.
Here you are wasting your time at a podcast.
Yeah.
The most clickable face on the internet. Now we can move on from the morbid shit.
Yeah. Well, no,
Okay.
that was interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Shit. I was going to say something since we were talking about that.
Yeah.
But, this is what happens when you're 53. I tend to lose my train of thought very,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Very
I
often.
interrupted you and
yeah.
it
Damn
went,
it.
it went out that ear.
Literally.
Ask the neighbor if it's over there in his yard.
Joe. Anyway. It's about that time, man.
We're pausing for the cause already?
Yep.
All right.
At least I need, because all you hear is ice, people.
Okay.
All right. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
And we're back. It's recording. So we both had late nights last night.
Yeah, we did.
The
Oh,
kids-
so that's what I was going to tell you before I forget. My wife is right now at a soccer game, right? At my daughter's soccer game. Earlier in the week, the coach called and said, "Hey, this team we're playing up against." So my daughter's team is undefeated right now.
Yeah.
So kudos to them. That's awesome. And my daughter finally got back to playing. Did I tell you?
Yes.
You know how she was hurt. So last week was her first game.
Nice.
She was excited to be back. But then the coach calls earlier in the week and tells my wife, "Man, this team that we're going up against, they're the number 2 in the league, right after us, and
Oh, nice.
all kinds of stuff." And he said, "So I'd like for us to really show up, and by show up, it's like let's make some noise for the girls,
Okay.
right?"
Nice.
So I told my wife, I gave her this large speaker. I charged it for her. I mean, this thing is about this tall, right? And
Yeah.
I said, "Hey, go out there. You hook it up to your phone. Do that." She goes, "But I want a drum, one of those drums that they take like."
Yeah.
So I'm like, download the drum app,
Yeah.
and then you can go right on that large speaker. And she's like, "I'm not gonna do that." I'm like, "All right." So I've got this app called Airhorn. Right? Yeah, so that one. I've got that app, and I use that all the time. I hook it up to a small speaker, and when I go to the games, I play that, right?
Yeah.
So I told her, I said, download the app, and she's like, "I'm not gonna do that." I'm like, "Okay, so you're not gonna get the drum, you're not gonna get the air horn. What are you gonna do out there, right? The cowbell, I mean, which is good, but
Yeah.
it's a tiny little cowbell,
Yeah.
You
You get a little fucking wrist action in it. You can make it shake.
Yeah, well, but this thing is literally that big. And so right now, before we start the podcast, I get a text from my wife saying, "Can you send me the app that makes that noise?" I'm like, "You were giving me shit, and now you want to download the app."
Now that
So-
she doesn't have service, she can be like, "All right, 45 minutes. I'll have the app
it's like,
downloaded."
"Here, let me download it." And she's going to come back and go, "It's almost done." An hour and a half later. But either way, since we were talking about, back to Chelino, right? If
Sure.
he didn't sing it, or Chelino's guess, I should say, if he didn't take the wife, somebody was going to kill him. Either Chelino's people or and by Chelino's people, I mean like the cartel or the wife. Somebody was going to kill the innocent bystander, right? And
No, he had nothing to do with that
no,
lifestyle.
no,
He was
no.
just there to
but
watch.
but that's what I'm saying. We just said the wife would kill him either way
Oh,
for not
yeah.
taking her out, right?
Yeah.
and in my case, it's kind of like, dude, I just freaking told you, right? And she's like, "No, no, no, no." And then here she is asking, and I'm like, "But if I bring it up, I'm going to end up dead."
Yeah.
So I'm going to voice it here because I know she's not going to watch this podcast. So,
My wife doesn't usually watch these podcasts either, but she watched the the interview with a haunted doll, and she actually enjoyed it a lot. She only saw part 1. She didn't know there was a part 2, so apparently I did not do a good enough job promoting part 2.
well, so Brina, in case you're watching, um, she's a friend of ours. She was watching it, and she was watching it with her daughter, and she's like, "What is that?" And she told her daughter, "Oh, Johnny has a podcast." And so we were watching it, or they were watching it, and her daughter goes, "Man, Johnny." I guess there was a part in the podcast where I kind of jumped a little, right? I got startled. She goes, "He really looks scared." I'm like, I really look scared because I was shitting my pants. I'm like, I know people probably go, "Oh no, you're inside a store."
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're at. I mean, I saw shit moving and making noise that shouldn't have been moving or making noise. It's like, hey, and
creepy.
here's the way I see it, right? If you don't believe it, if you don't think it really happened, fucking grow some balls and you go do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Anybody can take the tour. They'll do the same.
Stickers and stars?
Stickers and stars. They'll
On
do the
Thousand
same
Oaks,
little
yeah.
tour.
Go do that shit.
It's weird that it's in the middle of a shopping center and then you go to the back and it's like one of the creepiest places on earth.
But that's what somebody said. Asked me, they're like, but it's in the middle of the store. I said, it's not about the store.
Yeah.
It's that damn doll.
The haunted doll.
Yeah. That thing is freaky, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I did have a few people ask me about it. So if you have a chance, stop in. Stickers and stars. We're not promoting it. We're just letting you know it's freaky. If you like that sort of thing, it's definitely something that I would.
And now that
Would I do it again? Fuck no.
No,
No.
we'll do something else next year.
Yeah.
Something bigger and better and scarier.
Yes. Wait.
Wait, what?
Wait. Yeah. What are you talking about? Wrong number.
I was trying to do some research before we went there,
Oh, you sound so smart.
and there's a fucking. Did you know there's a Facebook marketplace for haunted dolls? You can buy, sell, and trade haunted dolls. I'm like, how many fucking haunted dolls are out there? And I wanted to ask the girl, like, I wanted to bring that up on the podcast, but she kind of like took over, and all of a sudden we're ghost hunting, and I hadn't even finished the interview yet.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask her, and I tried to ask her at the end, why does so many ghosts inhabit these haunted dolls? To the point where there's an actual marketplace where you're like, oh, look at this one.
Yeah.
Here's the videos. You want to buy it? $135.
Yeah,
Would you pay $135 for a haunted doll?
Fuck no, dude. Dude, I don't even pay $10 to go into a haunted house, let alone $130 for something that's going to scare the shit out of me and live in my house. No.
Yeah.
But I was talking. So a couple of days ago, or a few days ago, during Halloween, evening, right? On that evening, a kid had some friends over, and some of the parents that we had just met, they like that sort of stuff. And I was telling them about our experience at Stickers and Stars.
Mm-hmm.
But then we were also sharing with them about Yorktown.
Oh, yeah.
So for those of you listening for the first time, go check out Yorktown Hospital, our episode.
October 2023.
Is that when it was? October 20th?
No, I don't know what day, but it was in 2023.
Oh, okay. So October of 2023.
Yeah.
Take a look at Yorktown. I guess, what did we call it?
So we have two walkthroughs.
Yeah.
And then we have one where we sit there in the chapel in front of the casket.
Yeah.
And do an hour-long podcast.
So
And then I've ended all by getting into the fucking
Into a
casket.
casket
And you were
for-
like trying to close it on me. I'm like, no, don't do that.
I can't believe you did that shit. But either way, I was showing this couple and some friends the pictures that we took from from our tour. And I asked her, I said, "What do you see here on that picture, right?"
Yeah.
And immediately she said, "Looks like a silhouette of somebody."
Okay.
Like she said it right away, right?
Yeah.
And her husband looks at it and he goes, "Yeah, it looks like a silhouette of somebody standing by the door."
Yeah.
I said, "What kind of silhouette do you see?" Like I didn't want to say man, woman,
You
or
don't
what,
want to
right?
edge it on. You,
And I said, I mean, can you describe it? She goes, "Well, it looks like a nun."
yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I showed it to our other friend, and she's like, yeah, I guess, yeah, you could tell because she's got the, what do you call it, the habit?
They have it, the little
Yeah.
white thing
Yeah,
on
and
the
she
top.
goes, and it looks like there's something here. She
Yeah.
goes, so, you know how they wear that little rope or whatever, and so she's like, nah, that's what it looks like. And then I told her, I said, now let
This
me
is
show
what
you.
the people that
These
live
are the
there look
people
like.
that ran the hospital, and she's like, oh my God, are you serious? I said, I mean, as a heart attack, which I almost had one that day. And then I was telling them about our experience with, finally, this room feels nice and cool. And we're in the fucking basement with no windows. We're like, what the fuck? So anyway, it was interesting conversation, but yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, a while ago when you said, yeah, we're gonna do something bigger, that's crazy.
A little bit. A little bit.
Look, it scares the shit out of me, I know, but I'm gonna say it right now. I've had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I like having the Halloween tradition. I like that we do that every year, that we go and do something out of the ordinary.
Let's go kill a turkey for Thanksgiving.
Okay. You want to go hunting?
No.
You know, fun.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
With the turkeys?
That's my gobble.
Oh, I'm like, dude, you sounded like, who was the one that made that? Was it Cardi B or
No, I don't know. I don't listen to modern
Nicki
music.
Minaj? One of those two ladies.
They do a little.
They used to do that, or something like that. I don't know. I'm too old to do it, but I know that you used to.
Me and my wife, we went to.
The concert?
Oh yeah, we went to see Billy Joel. By the way, Billy Joel still sings like he's fucking 20 years old. He put on the greatest show that I've been to in a long time.
Dude, I'm not a concert guy. I don't go to very many concerts. In fact, the last couple of times we've gone out to go see like, a musical performance, it's been with you guys.
Hey, cheers.
Yeah, it's when we went to go see that that lady doing the covers of Amy Winehouse. Remember?
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah. That was a good show. Dude.
We need to get her on this podcast.
Oh, I would love that, man. She was amazing. But I agree with you. I heard so many people tell me, they're like, dude, it's Billy Joel. I mean, dude, can the guy even sing? He's just at some point you got to learn to give it up.
Yeah, no.
But the answer is,
he still
look,
got it.
if I'm 75 years old and I can sing as well as he can,
Fuck yeah.
and have as much energy as he had, because
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to tell you, you go to a typical concert and they'll sing like 15 songs, 17 songs out of an old album, new album, and then they get the fuck out of there. This motherfucker, dude, he did. So on the next day I was looking at just like Google streaming media. Well, no, it was like if you type on Google, it'll show you like media or events pertaining to your area, right? And one of them was the Sting Billy Joel concert. It said Sting sang for an hour and a half or an hour and 35 minutes or so. And then we had that break, and then Billy Joel came out. He did just over 2 hours, right? And I was just like impressed by the guy because, it was cool that he said, I'm getting too old, I don't hit those same notes,
And he hit them.
And
He hit every single last one of them.
Oh, yeah, no. And at the end, you could tell his voice was getting tired.
Yeah.
And this is why he has those backup singers to go in and let his voice rest. But I got to tell you, man, this guy is a true showman.
My favorite part is he did the show, he did his big songs. I think he closes with Piano Man. And then, he walks off the stage. We're all chanting for the encore. He comes out and does 8 more fucking songs. Every one of them a fucking banger. And I'm like, I forgot he did that song. I forgot he did that song. I forgot he did that song. Holy shit. It was a great concert. My God, it was a great concert.
Yeah, I always, so I think I shared it with you guys, with you and your wife. Sting was one of those childhood, it was like a childhood wish to one day see Sting, right? I would have loved to have seen him with the Police, but that's another motherfucker that can still sing, dude.
He did Police songs.
No, I know he did, but I mean, would I have liked to have seen him with the Police? You know? Yes. But what I was gonna say is, I don't know if you noticed this, the tickets down at the bottom on the floor were expensive as shit.
Sure.
And when they were panning down to the floor, did you notice that a lot of the people down there were girls in their late 20s, mid 20s, early 30s?
Yeah.
And my wife was like,
why are all these kids listening to Billy Joel?
Well, Billy Joel and Sting, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, you can call it what you want. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever to have such a young crowd going in there. And they were the ones paying for top dollar seats, right? People like myself, I don't need to see Sting. I know what he looks like. I don't need to see Billy Joel. I would just want to be there to listen to them, right?
Feel the energy of the concert.
Yeah. So, by the way, December 4th at the Sunken Garden Theater, Christopher Cross.
Oh, shit.
Yacht Rock.
Yacht Rock in essence.
CEO of Yacht Rock. I'm gonna try to
Sailing. Take me
ride like the
away.
wind. Yeah, dude, Arthur's theme.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh shit! I didn't know you did. Arthur.
Yeah, man. So
If you get caught between the moon and New York City.
we're not the greatest singers, but
Yeah, we are.
but you guys understood. Hum it.
The drunker
yeah,
we get, the better we sing.
yeah,
Yeah.
we also look better. Wait, if you get drunk, not us. Hey, pasote. No, but December 4th at the Sunken Garden Theater.
You gonna go?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
And the tickets aren't bad.
They're
Like
not bad.
the tickets out in the like, not in the front area. Those are like $60, $80 or something, or $100. I can't remember. And then like the upper area of the Sunken Garden, right? It's like 40 or $50.
Yeah.
Which, once again, I'm
not
just
bad.
there to listen to him, right?
Yeah.
I don't need to see him. I know what Christopher Cross looks
Plus, they'll
like.
have big screens. You can look at the
Yes.
screen. You don't need to see the tiny little dude standing there on stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I got some good pictures of Sting and Billy Joel when
Yeah.
they were up on the screen.
Yeah.
So, and I will, let me go back to the Billy Joel concert. The one thing I loved about him, yes, he's a storyteller,
Yeah.
but he was so much into, because that was the first game of the Yankees.
He was calling out the scores.
And he was calling out the score.
He was pissed.
And at the end of the game, he goes, "What? So it's 6-3? Oh, the game's over. All right. So like, oh, the Dodgers won?" And then I don't know if you noticed after he goes, "Wait, the Dodgers won?"
Yeah.
And so he continued playing, but it was just so cool to see. You know, he's a great guy, man.
Speaking of that, did you see the Dodgers were playing at the Yankees and they're already down by 3 or 4 or whatever they're down by, and the fucking they hit a pop fly and it goes out to the stands and the Dodger jumps up and catches it and 2 fucking New York fans
dude.
grab his fucking glove
And
and,
the guy's
pull
like
the
trying to
fucking
pry this-
pull the fucking ball out of the thing.
Fucking moron. he got what he deserved. It's like
He got banned from the games.
He got, I don't know from all the games, but he got banned from that game. He
Yeah.
got pulled out.
He got
it's
banned
like,
from
and
the
somebody
series,
said it's
at
like
least.
you save so much fucking money
Yeah.
to buy a ticket to go to the World Series.
He
and
wants
then-
his team to win. He's fucking working for his team to win.
He's a fucking moron, dude. I mean, I know it was a foul ball. You know, if he would have caught it, it would have been out. But
Yeah.
motherfuckers, and you could see him trying to
Yeah,
pry
the
the glove.
fucking,
I'm like,
2 of them. They
dude,
grab.
you're
One guy
stupid.
grabs the wrist, the other guy pulls the ball out.
You know, had those guys, if they would have hurt the player, you know, they would have been like,
Yeah, they would have been sued. They would have been fucking.
yeah, shit
all.
would have gone very wrong at that point.
Yeah.
I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm not a Dodgers fan.
I don't watch baseball anyway.
I'm a Rangers guy, but you know, I felt like I had to pick a team. So I'm
Because
glad.
it's the end of it.
Well, no, I just because I like baseball, right? I felt like I had to pick a team, and I ended up picking the Dodgers for one reason:
They were winning.
Fernando Valenzuela.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. In the 80s, I was a big fan of Fernando Valenzuela. And as a matter of fact, I was telling my wife, so I'm not going to tell you where I live because you're going to come and break into my house.
He doesn't
but
have shit to steal anyway.
I have a Fernando Valenzuela signed autograph ball.
Oh,
right?
nice.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So I'm cool like that, dude.
Yeah.
Clyde Drexel got his.
It's locked in the
autograph.
safe. You can't get into it.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, just for that reason, because I think he changed baseball for a lot of Hispanics.
Yeah.
You know.
He was
Yeah, he was. I mean, in Mexico, he's still considered the go-to pitching. You know,
yeah.
because he really is when it comes to pitching in Mexico, truly the greatest of all time, right? And I was happy that they paid tribute. Paid tribute to him
Yeah.
as they started the World Series. So it was neat. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on baseball. So
Speaking of the sports that's coming
the
up,
only thing is they did fuck it up because normally on Halloween I'm always watching a baseball game, and of course they ended the series before Halloween. So I was like, what do we do
I have to
now?
handle candy.
I'm like, oh God, I guess here's your stupid candy.
Here's ramen.
Yeah, here's ramen. They're like, do you have a cup of noodle? I'm like, whoa, slow down, man. That's a lot of money. I'm giving you the 17-cent bag. Maruchan for you, sir.
Speaking of sports coming up, Tyson versus Jake Paul, November 12th. I was thinking we have enough followers to go live. Do you want to go live just for the Mike Tyson fight? We probably will get a community guidelines violation because we're not supposed to show sports. But fuck it. We've already got a few. Might as well get another one. We could like do it live and then have the TV playing, and then you and me can like talk shit during the fight, going, "Oh my God, he just knocked him the fuck out."
Yeah,
Okay,
that's fine.
that's fine.
I mean,
I'm glad you're enthusiastic about it.
Well, because
That's
I'm
fine.
I've never done it. I've seen people do it, and I appreciate those people that do it
Because you watch so many events.
because I've watched so many fights. I'm like one day I was looking at, I wanted to watch Canelo fight, and I think it was what 16 de septiembre. I don't know which fight it was.
yeah, it
but,
was the last one. Yeah.
but I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna watch the fight. Oh no, the last one I actually watched was my niece and her husband.
Yeah.
The one previously, I didn't get, and so I was like, and so I was like just browsing through TikTok, and I noticed somebody
And it just comes
saying,
up.
hey, yeah, they put a little clip, and then I kept on flipping, and all of a sudden on TikTok, one of them said live,
Yeah.
right, and I was like, and they were showing the fight, I'm like, and so I turned my
You're watching
tablet
the fight,
over,
yeah.
and I'm like, what? And so I started flipping through, and everybody had different angles.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, oh, this one's the best. And when I, clicked on it, I got the full screen. I'm like, dude.
And those are fun. And sometimes they talk too much during the fight. I'm trying to watch the fight, and then like fucking. But I think you and I can make it entertaining if we broadcast the Mike Tyson
Yeah,
fight.
no,
and it's on Netflix. Most people have Netflix anyway, or their friends pass.
So
it.
I know it's on Netflix, but I mean, they're not going to do like a special. It's like, oh, no, I got to pay
Hey, extra. No, it comes with a Netflix subscription. So
I'm a little worried about this fight. I'm a little worried about the fact that
Mike Tyson's old as fuck.
That they've been like pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Where I'm thinking, is it now? I know it's a marketing thing.
Everything's a marketing thing.
I just don't want, I don't want to see Mike go down. Dude.
No, not to some punk ass bitch like Jake Paul.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna have to disband
Mike,
Generation
I know
X.
you're not listening, but dude, you cannot do this shit to us. You're the man. You're
Mike,
the shit.
Mike has come out over and over again saying this is not for money. This is for my honor. I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to bring it. I think Mike's going to bring everything he has.
Dude,
Does he have enough?
I want to see him
Beat the shit out of Jake Paul. I want to
put
see
him down,
a
dude.
good
Like
fucking left
lay
hook
him
to
down
the
on
ear.
that. Yeah. Just put him down. It's like, come on, bitch, get up.
Do that Muhammad Ali pose.
Actually, more like, come on, bitch, get up. I was just kidding, Mike. Yeah, I would love to see something like that, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the answer is yes. Let's do it.
I don't know if I told this joke yet on the podcast, but there was this dude who told me a joke.
Is it going to be about Mike Tyson?
It is.
Okay.
Mike doesn't watch this.
What if he does?
What if he does?
What if one day he's just like
scrolling through it, it's like, this motherfucker is
where the fuck does he live? I'm looking for that
fuck
motherfucker.
is Zesty or Testy?
Yeah.
It was Testy, not Zesty.
Yeah, exactly.
This dude said that
Look for the guy with the red hair.
this dude had cauliflower ear, and they asked him, where'd you get the cauliflower ear?
Mm-hmm.
You know what cauliflower is,
Yeah,
right? When
yeah.
the ear gets all fucked up from boxing or wrestling or whatever. He goes, I got it from Mike Tyson. He goes, oh my God, you used to be a boxer? You boxed Mike Tyson? And he's like, no, I didn't box Mike Tyson. I was in jail with Mike Tyson. And they, oh, fuck you. Mike Tyson fucked you up in jail? He's like, not really. Mike Tyson told me, get on your knees and suck my dick. So fucking, he forced me down on the knees. And then I turned my head and went, no. And he went fucking boom, boom. That's how I got the cauliflower ear. It's a bad joke.
Stupid.
Don't listen to my fucking jokes.
Oh my God. Dad joke. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But going back to the fight, I said we do it.
Yeah, okay. So we'll have that one.
What is it? When did we say?
I think it's November 12th. Don't quote me, but if you see a live fucking Zesty or Testy, click on it because it's us talking shit about the Mike Tyson
Click on
fight.
us. Yeah.
Click on us. The
Yeah.
most clickable face on the internet. Right here.
You'll like it. We'll have some stupid shit to say.
We always have stupid shit to do.
And we're
That's
gonna
kind of
get
our
into-
whole gimmick. That's the
Yeah.
only thing we do.
And we're gonna get that's somebody. Oh, I gave this guy, that friend of ours, and we just met him. His kid goes to school with our kid, and my wife made a comment about the podcast. He's like, "Oh yeah, tell me, how do I get to the podcast?" So I gave him a sticker with a
Nice.
with our QR code,
Yeah.
which I think we should put our QR code there anyway. But
I mean, if they're watching this, they've already found the podcast. They don't need the QR code
well,
to
yeah,
get to
but
the
then
podcast.
they don't want to follow, so we'll make sure
Press
they follow.
subscribe, damn you.
But anyway, so he's like, "Oh man, this is pretty neat." And I said, yeah. I said, you could be one of our, let's see, million minus, so yeah, like 60 followers.
We have
He goes, you have
75.
1,060 followers? I'm like, no, mine is 1,000,000. We have
Yeah.
65 followers.
We have 75 followers.
Oh, 75. Okay. No, but I was telling him, he goes, so what do you guys talk about? I'm like, absolutely nothing important. It's literally drinking, smoking, and
Talking shit.
talking shit.
It's your favorite podcast about bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, truly, we're like the Seinfeld of podcast.
Yeah.
Literally about nothing.
Cheers.
So, here's to you, Jerry.
Hey, subscriber number 75. We love each and every one of you equally, all our subscribers.
You equal opportunity lover. That's what I am. Don't tell my wife that. Anywho, so what else is going on, man?
Didn't get home till 2 a.m. because the kid had band, so I was sleeping.
Hey,
in.
congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Your kids, man, sounded amazing. And without going into detail, they took first place in the competition.
They're going to state now.
Yeah.
So now
yeah,
they got.
dude, that's
Thankfully, state's here. They're
Yeah.
not going out of town, so
So,
because that would have
for
sucked.
those of you that don't know, because in the past, we've talked about Bantober.
Yeah.
Bantober is
Over.
basically October,
Yeah.
right?
Bleeding into November.
Leading into November, yes, but it's Bantober. It's referred to as Bantober because it's October is the month of competition. It's like week 1, week 2, week 3. It's like competition after competition after competition, and then in between there's practices and football games.
Yeah.
Right. So by this time, late October, early November, every band parent is like,
Exhausted.
we love you kids, we love the show, but let's be done with it, shit,
Yeah.
right? And so last night or yesterday, we had a UIL area competition, which I think it's like 25 or 30 bands compete. And then you take the top 10. After the preliminaries, you take the top 10, and
They
the
gotta
top
play
10
all
have
over
to
again?
do the same show all over again, same day, but starting at 9 o'clock at night up until midnight.
I gotta protest for a second.
Yep.
The motherfucking judges have already seen all the bands compete. Why do they need to see all the bands compete again?
That's a good question. I don't know. I wish I could answer your question, but all I know is poor kids, and I feel bad. And earlier today you said, man, these kids, and while I want to feel bad, I was in band, and band isn't today what it used to be. It's now it's I've said it before, more theatrical.
Oh.
Right? There's a lot more dancing and all kinds of showy stuff than there was before.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I want to feel bad for my daughter because she's out there, and I told one of my buddies who used to be in band, and most of my friends were either in band or played some kind of instrument in band or whatever it was, right? And they said, dude, we've been through that. So suck it up, Buttercup. I mean, it's her turn to do it. I'm like, you know what? That made me feel a little better. I'm like, you're right. So suck it up, kid. But so both our kids' bands made top 10.
Top 10, yeah.
And then his kid's band at the end of the second go round comes in first place.
First place.
So
She was
kudos
actually
to-
happy for a
And then
change.
what's funny is my kid's band came in also first place
In reverse.
from the back.
Uno reverse card.
So they got first, we got 10th, the top 5 go. So unfortunately they didn't make it. But you know what? At the end of the day, whether you made it or not, all those kids are truly winners, man.
yeah.
That's a tough gig.
I'm happy for my kid because my kid is like super driven and like
Yeah.
she'll come home and get second place and she's in a bad mood because she got second place. I'm like, fucking kid, you
They
got
put-
second place out of 25 bands, what the fuck? And she's like, well, we could have been first, but this dude slipped or some shit. And it's like, fucking, like, come on, man.
Well, but they put so much work into it, dude.
It's true.
And look, at the end of the day, as much as we bitch about it, I mean, you gotta admit, we love the fact that our kids are so driven,
Amen. Amen.
And when it hurts them, you know that it hurts them because they really, really want it, and they're
Yeah.
driven. Something's driving them, motivating them. Look, we got good kids. We're fortunate. We bitch about our kids,
Amen.
but we do have good kids.
We have great
so,
kids.
It was tough. It was tough, and then, like you said, you guys got in later because you guys were the last ones to go.
Yeah.
After the second go round, we were like the second, I think, second or third band to go. But you know what? We got one more competition. You probably have two because
Yeah,
you've
we
got
got
Bands
two.
of America and
And
state
state,
competition. We've got two, but ours is more like the what do they call it? The extravaganza.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if you guys are part of it, but
Yeah.
it's when they put the show to rest and basically invite all the families to come out and watch the show.
the
And,
last
yeah,
one.
so it's pretty neat.
Yeah, last night I was passed out in the parking lot at 2 a.m. Kid comes pounding on the door. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? What? Fuck. Officer! Oh, no, it's just my kid.
Dude, I was we got there at 1. We didn't come home till 11:30 or so.
That's all right.
And I got home, and the first thing I told my wife was like, "Hey, so we were gonna go pick up our kid, but I'm like, the buses haven't left. You know, watching the Live 360. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go home, pick up our dog, let her go outside, make myself a cup of coffee. Man, I needed a cup of coffee so bad, and so.
And then you still passed out.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, I got my cup of coffee, and then we went to go pick up our kid, and
Yeah.
we brought her back, and we waited to hear the results, and that's it. She came downstairs, and she's like, well, you know, we got 10th place. I'm like,
Still pretty damn good.
I'm like, look, kid, you
Out
make
of
the
25?
finals.
Yeah.
You make the finals. You guys were there, and then I don't know if you remember last year. I told you that our kids band in Waco, they got poured on. I mean,
All in the rain.
these kids got pummeled, and then and so the band for the following competition, which was Bands of America, a lot of their instruments were ruined.
Oh, shit.
I mean,
The
like,
woodwinds and shit?
woodwinds were ruined, and then
Because brass can take a little rain.
yeah, they can. They'll get mildewy if you don't open the cases, you know, but all the electronics of your speakers, your what's called your soundboard,
Yeah.
your synthesizers, all that stuff. So yesterday we were overly prepared.
Bunch of tarps and shit.
Our band the band director, and kudos to Miss Stevenson. She is the, shiznit. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Amen.
But she overly prepared, and she made sure that there was ponchos and this and canopies and for everybody. And we're like, okay, we'll be fine. So we had a day like this, man, right before we started.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day. It's like partly cloudy, a little overcast, and a few breaks in the clouds.
Yeah.
Dude, the team, the band went out there. They took the field.
Yeah.
Fuck if it doesn't start pouring.
Oh,
on them,
shit.
dude.
No shit. Really?
I mean, like, just poured.
This was yesterday?
Yes,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
Poor kids, man. Talk about PTSD, dude. But
At least they were prepared this
But
time.
fortunately, we had, the plan was you're going to run to, the 20 or 30, and behind the panels, we're going to have ponchos for everybody.
Yeah.
So the kids ran and got their ponchos.
Nice.
And then we had those pop-up tents.
Nice. Okay.
We had popped up, 5 or 6 tents. We were
Nice.
just in case. I'm pretty sure there was spectators watching us going, what the hell's wrong with them? How long do they plan on being here that they're pulling up tents, right? But I think after last year's PTSD, people were probably thinking we're crazy. And next thing you know, dude, I mean, for those of you who know me and can see me, look at this. This is not a body that runs. I did a little bit of that, and my knee is killing me today.
Oh, shit.
And my back.
Yeah.
And my head. And my arms. My ego is bruised. Anyway. But needless to say, we made sure that everything went well. It got covered. But, it's part of being in band, I guess. So kudos to anybody who's got kids out there that are in band. Keep it up. Support them. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes like you, out there at 2 a.m, where you fall asleep, man. We're tired.
Yeah, I'm going to the car. I'm going to fucking put the chair back, pass out. I love sleeping in my car. I don't know why, but I put the chair back and I can just sleep like a motherfucker.
I thought of you because I had to do that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I was driving.
how the
out
fuck
of
does
town.
Ben do this? This is fucking
No,
killing my
I
back.
do the same shit, man.
Yeah.
In fact, when the weather gets a little cooler, every now and again, I'm driving somewhere and I'll pull over for 15, 20 minutes.
I love that.
And
20-minute nap in the car? That's
I'll-
fucking beautiful.
well, I won't, dude. I won't nap. I'll turn on the cigar and smoke a little.
Oh, no
a
shit.
cigarillo out there,
All right.
and at a rest area or something.
Yeah.
But last week, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I was driving out of town, and I was so tired, man. I could feel myself I'm like, no, I need to pull over somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I pulled over. Fortunately, there was a rest area. I pulled into the rest area, and the guy in front of me, right, there's a truck in front of me, and this guy is at a rest area. He's got this bottle of like waterless car wash. You know what that is?
Yeah, you spray it on and wipe
You
it
spray
off.
it on, wipe it off, but you don't need water, right?
He's cleaning his fucking car at a rest stop.
Yes, but here's, let's go back to Chelino, right? This guy looks like a thug life, right?
Yeah.
But he's got this, I don't know, what looks like a mid-size pickup truck. It's not a full-size truck.
Yeah.
It's a mid-size truck. But, dude, he's wiping everything down.
Yeah.
But he's wiping, and this is what, I started taking pictures of the guy, and I was like, just in case we find out that this guy murdered someone, right?
You think he's cleaning off evidence?
Well, the license
never
plate,
know.
the license plate cover is from a dealership in Laredo.
Yeah.
So he went from Laredo to San Antonio.
do
Now
some
he's
shit.
driving south on 35. He's at the rest area. He's wiping stuff down. But here's what I told my wife. I said, it's so funny. He's wiping down everything, like the door handles, the handle to open the tailgate. He's opening up like the bumper.
So he's not
at the
even
bottom.
polishing the car. He's fucking polishing like touch
He's only
points.
doing like the passenger windows, the passenger what do you call it? The door pulls, right? The
Yeah.
door handles.
Yeah.
He's doing like the tailgate handle. He's open, and I'm like, are you trying to wipe fingerprints off of this shit? And I'm like, okay, I don't know if I can actually nap here, but now, like, I woke up thinking, I'm like, look, if I nap,
Am I gonna die?
if I nap, he's gonna kill me. If I don't nap, he might kill me because now he's wondering why I'm taking
Why you here?
pictures. So and I was like, okay, maybe I should put my phone down, right? But yeah, dude, I was like, dude, did this guy just murder somebody? Anyway, it was just kind of funny, dude, because I was like, and then I kept on just watching him, and every now and then, and I had picked up something to eat.
Yeah.
So every now and again he would turn around, look, and I'm like,
I'm just eating. I'm just minding. I'm not even looking at you. I'm
Right.
not even looking at you.
like, I got a French fry. I held my French fry up for like close to 6 minutes just to make sure he knew that I was a French fry. I'm like, I'm still eating. It's like waving my little white flag.
Yeah.
But it was my French fry just to let him know I'm still eating, please.
Man, that dude really loves his French fries.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, he's really taking note of his French fry.
Look at the salt crystals on
Yeah.
this motherfucker.
Anyway, so I could have seen what is known as the making of a serial killer.
There you go.
I'll never know.
When we have the documentary, you've got photos to upload.
Oh, dude, yeah, I could be a part of it, and we could come out on the show
Yeah.
talking about it.
By the
Anyway,
way, Zesty or Tessie, follow Zesty or Tessie. Thank you, Netflix. If you come out in the documentary,
yeah.
please plug.
So go ahead,
the
Netflix,
podcast.
follow us. Make a movie about it,
But don't look at the one where we broadcast your Mike Tyson fight.
dude.
You
I
literally-
could see us being turned into a movie, like a Brad Pitt, George Clooney kind of.
I want to be played by Chris Pratt. If I'm ever played by anybody, that's who I want to be played with. Played not
Oh,
with,
hey,
not
hey.
with, by. I want to be played by Chris Pratt
All right.
and with. But
Oh,
anyway,
hey.
who do you want to play? You, Brad Pitt?
No, I'm a George Clooney kind of
George
guy.
Clooney?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
The little Caesar cut?
Look at the looks. Dude.
Yeah, he would have to grow like a thick ass beard.
Leave me alone, dude. Anywho, well,
You got your hard stop coming up?
am I what?
You had to get out of here because you got to take the kids
Yeah.
somewhere?
Well, I gotta go pick her up.
Oh, okay.
So,
It's been a good one. I enjoyed this.
yeah. Hopefully, you guys missed us because I missed you guys.
Yeah.
And
Well, they got a second. We broke the other one into part two, so it's
go back and look at part 2.
Nobody watched part two. Nobody.
Yeah,
gave a
everybody
shit about
watched part 1. They're like, "Oh, dude, we got 400 people watched it. That's fantastic." But go back and watch part 2 because that's when the ship gets really interesting, and you're gonna see a lot more of the stuff that we were hoping to see in the first part.
I got touched on my finger by a ghost.
That's the part that I wanted you to watch, and I shared that with a lot of people. I'm like, there was a part on the podcast where I asked people, and you couldn't hear because you were wearing those headphones,
I was wearing headphones.
and they were pretty loud, I guess.
I was getting pissed off because it was playing the fucking radio and it would scroll between sounds
Yeah.
or stations and the static would hit and it would be like fucking loud in my ears. And then I'm talking about Thomas J. Henry and like, what the fuck does Thomas J. Henry have to do with
Well,
the
because
fucking...
you were spitting out whatever you were hearing, right?
Yeah.
And at some point, and I shared this with Tassie, and I said, at a couple of times during the recording, I said, and you could hear me on the video saying, "If you're here, touch him. If you're here, touch him. Show me a sign. Show me a sign that you're here. Touch him on the shoulder, or give us a sign." And those couple of times that we said that, little device that you were listening on, you said you felt somebody tug at it,
Yeah.
right? And nobody was there. I mean,
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and I was sitting 6 feet away from you, 7 feet away from you.
Yeah.
So when you said that, they're like, "Oh, I felt like somebody pulled that mic," and so we were all like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
man.
I was
So,
old.
it was interesting, but anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it was good to be back. Thank you guys for listening to us.
We still got year of review in memes. That's coming up.
Yep.
We're gonna broadcast live from the Mike Tyson fight. That's coming
right.
up.
That's right.
And then we'll probably break for the end of the year since holidays are coming up and it gets busy.
Yep.
But we'll have a few more shows before 2025.
Yep. That's right. All right, folks. Nos vemos.
Cheers.
Salud. We will see you soon.
Yes, sir. You gotta stick your face in and say goodbye.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
You always do.
It's my hand. In my face.
Bye.